Welcome, B-movie fans, to this episode of Hypothetical Movie. This week we will be discussing what would happen if two characters from very different universes somehow managed to cross paths. Aquaman, the king of Atlantis and one of the founding members of the Justice League from the DC universe, and Cthulhu, the great old one from the mind of H.P. Lovecraft. Two characters divided by an infinite barrier of time and space, whose fates were never intended to intertwine. Until today. I'm B-movie Paul.
I'm B-movie Cordy.
Phantom Dark Dave.
And joining us for this chat is writer and creator of the comic series Lovecraft P.I., D.W. Can.
Not to mention filmmaker and actor, producer, whatever you've done.
All your stuff. He's a man of many talents.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you for having me on tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining. Hopefully you'll be able to help us figure out how exactly an event with Aquaman and Cthulhu meeting would play out.
Yeah, no, it should be good. It should be good time had.
I mean,
absolutely.
I think it's kind of obvious because Cthulhu lives or he sleeps in the city of Relay underneath the ocean, and Aquaman is the king of Atlantis, which is in the ocean. So he senses some sort of disturbance in the ocean and goes to investigate.
He goes too far into the deep end of the ocean and...
Oh, wait. This is a DC comic movie, so first off, there's 27 minutes of him dating somebody on land that has absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the plot. Like, they go out for some, she's like, oh, I'll take you to my favorite restaurant, and it's like some seafood place. And he's like, oh, seafood? That's not
yeah,
what I eat.
He's got to go to Red Lobster, head down to Red Lobster, get their buffet.
How dare you insult my people?
I knew.
Yeah, exactly. It's the all shrimp you can eat, buffet with butter, extra butter.
I knew
so
that.
She's really insulting him.
I knew that cod. His name was Jim.
So then he gets a phone call in the middle of dinner, and it's like, a dolphin going, hey, there's some shit going down in the ocean. You got to get here. And he's like, all right, man, I'll be right there. And he gets there, and he's like, oh, thanks for bailing me out. That was a really bad date. And the dolphin's like, no, man, there's some shit going down. And then we get into it.
I'll grab my trident and I'm on. So he starts, swimming down there. Or, I don't know if he had I think he had a vehicle or something.
I think it depends on which era Aquaman you look at.
Yeah, everybody in Silver Age had a car or something. So I'm assuming he has some kind of submarine. So he's taking his Silver Age submarine down to the depths of the ocean. And then accidentally awakens the great one, Cthulhu. Or the great old one, Cthulhu.
So this whole time you're talking about Cthulhu, I'm over here calling it Cthulhu. What is the proper pronunciation?
I usually go for Cthulhu. It's there's no A between the C and the T. Where I think a lot of people seem to kind of just blend it all in. So I think it's Cthulhu. It's a very quick.
Yeah, rolls off the tongue.
I always say Cthulhu.
I can't quite pronounce it correctly, so however it comes out.
Oh my!
That's because Paul's from New York. It's the accent.
Maybe I'm the one saying it right, maybe I'm saying it wrong.
I was thinking about that when you guys did the review on the House of Cthulhu.
So what? I mean, what happens when he gets to this chasm? Anybody know?
All right, so.
Well, see, the way I was thinking, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm a little halfway on each side here. Not fully experienced in both, right? But can't Aquaman control anything in the sea? Or can he only speak to anything in the sea?
I think he can speak to anything in the sea, and they, his subjects listen to him.
So does that mean he can speak to Jaws?
I would assume so.
So potentially we could have Jaws munching on the ass of the Cthulhu.
It's a possibility.
I'll leave that to the expert there.
Well, yeah, I'm no expert on that, but though I am from Jaws territory, so who knows? Well, then now how long? Since Cthulhu has been there for centuries, theoretically, can Aquaman actually speak to him?
That would be interesting. They both speak a different dialect of ocean and all that. So
I mean, Relay and Atlantis are both ancient cities of the sea, so it wouldn't be too far to fathom that fathoms under the sea. It wouldn't be too far to fathom that they speak a similar dialect but different, or that they may have been rivals in the past.
Well, what would be kind of funny is if he starts talking to Cthulhu and he kind of interprets wrong of what Aquaman's asking of him and just starts fucking things up even more.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Like Mars attacks and they release the doves and the aliens.
Yeah,
are like,
exactly.
And fucking shoot the doves and it's war now.
Right.
Cthulhu thinks that Aquaman was insulting his mother or something like that, so now he's pissed off.
He's insulting H.P. Lovecraft.
The great Lovecraft.
Nobody speaks of Howard. So what do you have? The Cthulhu rising from the depths of the seas to take on Aquaman. Aquaman's. Now, are we talking about Aquaman, or are we talking about the new Aquaman? The more, hey, I'm a badass. Look at me. I'm not the silly guy anymore.
The guy from Game of Thrones, Aquaman, that's the guy you're talking about?
Yeah, Mr. Stargate Atlantis, Jason Momoa.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's an intimidating name.
Imagine he's trying to be all tough, and he has his trident, and he goes to stab Cthulhu, and Cthulhu's like, "Yeah, fuck you, Aquaman."
Cthulhu's like, "Dude, I'm fucking 40 stories tall, man. What are you doing?"
If I'm gonna be beaten by anybody in the Justice League, it's sure as hell not gonna be Aquaman.
Like, are you like trying to get the toe jam out of my toes? Like what is that pitchfork for?
I'm not afraid of Aquaman because I just ate Captain Jack Sparrow.
See, the only Aquaman that I have reference to is either Entourage version of Aquaman or the Super Friends.
See,
So
I'm familiar with the Super Friends Aquaman.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the one that kind of showed up a few times in the Justice League. So he was kind of more tough, and I think that one had like one arm, but had like a hook for the other arm.
It's like Captain.
Yeah,
Hook.
didn't he have long blonde hair too,
Yeah,
or something?
he was like the more.
I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, they can't make Aquaman like cool. It's never gonna happen.
So
no, what happened? No, what happens if Submariner shows up?
Yeah, Namor.
I mean,
Him and
Namor is
Aquaman team up.
badass. I mean, Namor would just fucking kick Aquaman's ass in a heartbeat.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's because he was just such a badass.
So-
he didn't give a shit about anything. So it's like come down to it, it's like who owns who at that point? Does Cthulhu own Submariner? Or does Mariner kick his ass?
So wait, do we have alternate Atlantis going on? Do we have multiple? Do we have Atlantis? Atlantis 1 and Atlantis 2?
Isn't Submariner Marvel?
Yes.
Yes.
So we have Marvel and DC working together for the first time?
Well, I don't.
That
know.
would be
That's
interesting.
That's what we're trying to get here.
When they awakened Cthulhu, he like tore a hole in space and time and dimensions, and suddenly the Marvel and DC universe opened, but only Submariner got through. No one else was.
Yeah, exactly.
It would
That's
have to
usually
be.
what
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 happens.
about the
He
rest
gets
of
lost.
Submariner's Atlantis? Because his Atlantis is badass. His Atlanteans, they're fucking like all superheroes, like on their own right. Like they all have like super strength and like ridiculous weapons. I don't
Green
know,
underwear.
What is Aquaman's Atlantis like?
It's basically just a kingdom, and I don't know. His brother's always
You
betraying
know,
him or something
while we're
like
ripping
that.
holes in space time here, fucking King Trident and Ariel and Sebastian the Lobster should.
That's exactly what I was
Atlantis
thinking.
too.
Imagine Aquaman just eats Sebastian.
So wait a second. So now we're talking. Disney's now in on it.
Well, Disney's been in on it because
Marvel,
Marvel.
so-
Disney's in on it
I mean-
because of Marvel, I guess. Yeah, of course.
Submariner's like,
So
what are you
you've got-
guys doing here? And Ariel goes, well, we've got a contract with you guys to fuck up.
So we've got. So
We just did Beauty and the Beast. We can do Little Mermaid.
King Trident, Aquaman, and Namor the Submariner. You mentioned Stargate Atlantis. Let's bring that Atlantis in here.
Oh, I'm down.
Who's in charge of that team?
Let's see here.
It's been a while. I've only seen like 2 episodes of that one.
If I hadn't just drank a whole bottle of wine, I could probably answer this question.
It doesn't have MacGyver in it.
Only sometimes.
Oh, so you can't throw MacGyver in now.
What the hell's that guy's name?
Well, MacGyver was from the original Stargate SG-1
He
series.
jerry-rigged a
SG-1 was
aquatics
superior.
with, like a rubber band and a paper clip. He's just swimming around.
So, okay, maybe Stargate Atlantis didn't show up quite yet. When you remember it, they can jump in the game.
Imagine
So-
Aquaman's talking to
So wait, does
him.
Stargate Atlantis, do they just show up in the middle of all this? So we've got
John
Submariner and
Shepard.
Atlantis
Oh, John
going
Shepard.
against-
was it.
Maybe there's a
Pretty
Stargate
much.
in the city of Relay. That would actually kind of make sense.
Could you imagine
Right.
the Stargate team comes through the wormhole and they just see like Marvel and DC battling out against everything, any kind of hellacious creature from the stars and from the sea? Do you think they would just be like, "Wrong portal, go back"?
Yeah, we're fucking out of here. Punch it.
We should have sent the camera in first.
Josh shows up and just starts chewing on him.
Yeah,
There you go.
Jaws shows up. So
Which, by the way, not to cut you off, I don't know if he knows, but Jaws is Jeffrey Combs. We covered it's Jeffrey Combs in a Jaws suit.
Jeffrey Combs is Jaws.
I can see that.
So we've got Aquaman, Namor, King Trident, and what'd you say, John Shepherd?
Yeah.
John Shepherd. They're having a round table meeting. They're like, listen, like Cthulhu, like he's a menace, man. He's gonna fuck shit up bad. And he's raising his city. He's like lifting his hands, and his city's like slowly coming out of the water. And when those deep ones and shit, and his and Astaroth and the other ancient ones, he wakens them all. Man, we got to do something now. We got to stop this.
Meanwhile, Aquaman has Batman on the phone to ask who's
on the magical conch shell.
Yeah, on his magical conch shell, like who's investigating the esoteric order of Dagon, like trying to figure out like what's going on.
Unfortunately, it's the Adam West Batman. He's coming over in the helicopter, and he's like, "But I got the repellent, though. I saw what you got down there."
It's much bigger than a shark.
I got my
Cthulhu
Yeah, it's a big rubber Cthulhu that's attached to his foot at this point instead of a shark.
I did not bring the Cthulhu stuff. Which I didn't even think about it. We talked about Jeffrey Combs, which was Herbert West, so he's obviously on that other side.
He's like a spy. He's pretending to work for Aquaman. He's
definitely confused.
I'm pretending to be Jaws.
Okay. So Herbert West reanimates H.P. Lovecraft.
Or Herbert West killed Jaws and reanimated Jaws to be a spy for the H.P. Lovecraft side.
As long
wait
as...
Wait a second. What if Herbert West utilizes the Wonder Twins?
Those guys suck.
Form of a syringe.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. Beat the bat.
So Cthulhu's busy like raising relay and trying to get like other ancient ones and things ready to battle against the multiple forces of Atlantis, the Atlanti forces, Atlantean. And Batman gets the call, and Batman's like, "I'm busy. Call me later.
I'm investigating this cult.
Got jigsaw. Puzzle time. Who's that? Who's that on the phone? There. Shut up, donkey." So,
I swear I'm gonna eat this thing later.
So, he's like, okay, who else do I have on speed dial? Let's get Superman. We're sorry, the Fortress of Solitude is not accepting collect calls right now. God damn it. Why can this conch only make collect calls? So he hangs it up. He's like, what about Wonder Woman? Fuck, she's in the middle of the jungle. She doesn't even have a goddamn phone.
There's no reception in the jungle.
It's like no one wants to talk to me or something. I'm Aquaman.
Yeah, is there anybody left at the Justice League? No, Aquaman is on his own. It's like a Marvel movie. Like, the world is threatened. Where are all the other superheroes? Nobody gives a fuck. It's just up to Captain America to stop aliens or, the devil or some shit. Just Aquaman here.
Cyborg got a computer virus, so he's out of commission.
Oh, he's got to reboot.
He's currently downloading Windows 11.
That's gonna take a while. The whole thing, I just picture like the Cthulhu rising out, and he just kind of sneezes or something, and like the entire Justice League, and everybody just blows away. Like, oh, that was easy.
Well, that didn't work out.
Oh, let's call them the Teen Titans. Okay, we've got Aqualad.
Yes.
Aqualad's available, and Super Lad, cool, Super Boy, Super Kid, whatever the fuck his name is, and Green Arrow, you're available, awesome.
Yeah, but what good is he gonna do underwater? He's giving like emotional support. I'm rooting for you guys. If he's holding his bow and arrow, like I swear, if he comes out, I'm shooting him, guys. Don't worry, I got your back. If you guys fail, I'm all over this one.
I'm pretty sure these work through the water.
So,
what's that?
His bow works underwater, you said?
His bow works underwater. He's got a special bow and arrow
He
just for.
can't breathe or anything under there. It's like
No, he can't breathe, but his arrow works.
He's Oliver Queen. He can afford scuba gear.
Yeah.
So Super Lad's just like, I'm an arrogant teen and I'm gonna fight this thing on my own. So he flies up and Cthulhu just like fucking eats him. Like, bye-bye, Super Lad. Okay, so Super Lad's out of the game.
Well, that was fun. Now let's do something that might actually work.
So what did we decide's happening in Jaws? Is he just swimming around down there? He's being a spy?
Yeah, he's like, they're planning something. All of it. Both Atlantises are gonna like attack you.
He's telling Cthulhu, it's okay, nobody's answering his phone calls.
It's okay.
Well, it's okay because
Aquaman.
Wonder Woman's not taking any messages because she's hanging out with Submariner. So
Yeah.
That's right. He goes over to Cthulhu, it's okay, they all have Sprint.
Submariner's like, I don't know where this is. I don't have any fucking friends here.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
I should just kill you and take over your Atlantis.
He's like Dante for Clerks, it's my day off.
They start like arguing between each other, like about whose Atlantis is better, and like it's like, oh wait a minute, we have like a war to fight.
And then King Trident's like, which one of you is going to marry my daughter?
Like, isn't your daughter 16? It's a no.
Rules are different in my version of Atlantis.
Mermaids age differently.
So, we've got two magical tridents and Namor just fucking badass mutant powers of being badass. And he's got his winged boots.
So, since Submariner doesn't wear his shirt, can he be played by Matthew McConaughey? That makes sense, right?
All right.
That's
All right,
Cthulhu,
let's get down to business here. I'm
But
gonna
of
drive
course-
my Lincoln Continental straight up your arsehole.
That's what I was going to say. It's like, Submariner, aren't you like 500 years old? I get older, but they stay the same age.
So wait, who's playing King Trident? Fucking
Let's see, who's old?
Wait, okay, so we're looking at casting. I would say Matt Damon's going to be Aquaman.
I'm
I can
thinking
see
of the
that.
right character. Who was oh god damn it, he was in Rest in Peace Department. He's old, he's got a white beard.
Jeff Bridges?
Yes, Jeff Bridges
There you go.
is King Triton.
As long as he, we can call him
abides.
the dude.
He's drinking White Russians the whole time, like.
He's got his robe on.
Right?
He's all right.
Sunglasses.
You caught me
Yeah.
during my bath time.
You've got to defeat Cthulhu. Well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, he gets in an argument with Cthulhu. Yeah, it's just your opinion, man.
So, they come up with this plan. Okay, so we're gonna attack him from three sides, and then John Shepard's like, dude, we found a gate. We can get in from the other side. And they're like, who the fuck are you? Isn't this the Atlantis convention? What are you talking about? Well, I'm from Stargate Atlantis. Dude, get the fuck out of here. But I can help. Go away.
It's like, you're not from Stargate. You're not MacGyver. No, I'm from the other Stargate. There was no other Stargate.
God, this guy shows up every year. Like, who keeps inviting him?
It's like, you did one episode of Warehouse 13. Get out of here.
So, Triton's like, okay, I'll use my magical, like, lightning powers staff. And Aquaman's like, I'll Aquaman him. And Namor's like, I'm just going to beat the shit out of it. And so
Man's, like, trying to stab him with the trident, and it's like not doing anything.
Well, they start to approach the floating city of Relay now, and fucking deep ones start coming out of the water. So you got to have this epic battle, and Aquaman's like, and like calls up fucking fish and dolphins and shit to like try and fight the deep ones, and the deep ones are like, dinner.
You see, like, Dagon eating up like a bunch of dolphins and shit.
Meanwhile, in the background, you see Red Lobster trying to gather everybody.
What if they all turn on Aquaman? What if he calls up the
Ooh.
fishes to take out the deep ones? The deep ones are like, they talk back to him. They're like, hey, fuck this guy.
He's Aquaman. Who cares?
Yeah, he's been bullying us around for years, man. Making us being his bitch. Come on. We're gonna be
Let's
his
back
bitch.
up to Cthulhu.
Yeah, exactly.
So then Aquaman starts having to like punch fish in the jaws and shit, and like a swordfish like tries to spear him, like a swordfish tries to cut him, and a fucking stingray tries to stab him in the heart. He grabs the stingray and he's like I'm not Steve Irwin, motherfucker, and he uses it as a shield, and he grabs a swordfish and he just starts like fighting.
He's
So
going
he-
down Steve Irwin style, huh?
So that's Aquaman, right? That we're talking about,
That's
who's played by
Aquaman.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
So he's pretty much doing like the Bourne Identity stuff right now
He's doing like Troy.
because he doesn't know his name.
He's doing Troy. He's doing the Achilles
They're
fighting
like,
now.
does anybody
You think
know
he's
Aquaman's
somewhere?
name?
So Aquaman is being besieged by his own critters. What's Namor up to?
Imagine at some point, like, the rest of them are just like, yeah, fuck Aquaman. Like, we're not fighting your war. Like, Cthulhu's done nothing to us. Like, this guy seems way cooler than you, Aquaman.
All of a sudden, there's like a, like a newscaster helicopter flying over and it's getting live footage of everything, and it shows Aquaman getting his ass whooped, and you see all the Super Friends sitting around TV laughing. They like all purposely forward his call.
Hey, Martian Manhunter, you gotta see this. Waterboy's getting his ass kicked.
Robin's all psyched because he's like, for once it ain't my ass.
And the
Green Lantern's like something. I don't know. I'm out of it.
he's making a sequel.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out his career. He's on the classifieds.
They're like, where's Green Lantern at? Oh, you mean Deadpool? That fucking shitcocker left us 10 years ago.
He
He's having
lost
an identity
his.
crisis.
I was gonna say he lost his ring, and he's like at all the pawn shops trying to find his Green Lantern ring.
Oh, wait, where's Green Arrow at? He was supposed to be watching for Cthulhu to pop out of the water.
He's still just standing there with his bow and arrow. Well, any minute now, guys. Any minute. I got this. I got this, Aquaman. I'm on your side.
He's like, I got salt water in my eyes.
And everybody like beats up Aquaman. They're like, Cthulhu's not so bad. Why don't we make him the king of Atlantis, of Aquaman's Atlantis, and like the rest of the Atlanteans are like, yeah, we didn't really like him. We were all planning on kind of revolting in a couple weeks anyways. So
And then we
kind of saves us some time.
then we jump cut to South Park, Colorado. The coon is sitting on his couch.
And then
So you show yourself again.
I was gonna say at some point King Trident goes over to Cthulhu. Will you marry my daughter? So you have Ariel from Little Mermaid getting hitched with Cthulhu.
Mega style.
Cthulhu joins the Justice League. Like,
Passed around. That's
see Aquaman like 3 weeks later, like homeless, like living in some random like shell under the sea, like no one likes seeing.
And like fucking Darkseid tries attacking the Earth, and Cthulhu just kind of steps on him. Like, yeah, we're.
Oh yeah. Poor Aquaman's got PTSD. He's all fucked up.
He tries to join the Outsiders. Batman left us. We don't want this guy either.
Oh no, the Joker is releasing, Joker toxin in Gotham City. Cthulhu just kind of goes over and like blows on the city, and all the toxin goes away.
Eats Joker, and then you see him and Superman's like, wait a minute, we don't kill, that's wrong. Cthulhu just like looks at him and it's like, well, maybe your way's best, we've been doing it our way for a while, I think
He's like, you're an alien, I'm an alien, it's cool.
So months go by, and like there's
you,
absolutely
great
no
one,
crime
great
left
old
in the
one.
world because fucking Cthulhu just takes care of everything. And the Justice League, they're like, man, we can't be having this shit anymore. Like, we're all gonna be out of jobs. Like, people think that we're like terrible because Cthulhu's been around for 2 weeks and the world is like completely at peace now. Like,
he's already a better superhero than any of us.
like we got to take this bastard down.
So do they try to go back and get Aquaman and apologize to him to help us take him down?
No, they're like, fuck Aquaman.
They're like, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Aquaman shows up at their base. He's like, yeah, I thought you guys might need me and everything, I accept your apology. They're like, sure, why not? We need somebody to carry the water. Come with us.
I was thinking, they're like, we got just the job for you. And it cuts scenes, and Aquaman works at the Stargate base now.
So then they're like, hey, they like reach out to the Stargate base guys. They're like, hey, do you know anything about like trans-dimensional portals and shit? And they're like,
Do we
well,
ever?
well. They're like,
Finally, something we can help with.
we need to get a certain person from another universe. And Namor's like, guys, no, come on, we can take care of this our fucking selves. They're like, no, man, we got to do this. So they're like, okay, we got to go and get Squirrel Girl. Now, if you don't know, Squirrel Girl has defeated Thanos and Galactus and Doctor Doom all on her own before. So if anyone stands a chance at defeating Cthulhu, it's Squirrel Girl. That's all I get. It's just a couple laughs now. So,
I'm still trying to figure out who that is.
Squirrel.
So am I.
Her superpower allows her to talk to squirrels.
Where'd she come
Okay.
from?
She comes from the Marvel universe.
Okay, cool.
Wait a second. So I thought Submariner was the only one that came through from the Marvel
Well, that's what they're
universe.
saying. They got to go back to the Marvel universe and they got to get Squirrel Girl.
Well, what about Hawkman? Hawkwoman. I mean, they were part of the Justice League.
Well, see, they were going to get Hawkman, but then Green Arrow's being a dick, and he's like, there's only room for one Arrow person here, and that's me.
So they got killed by that.
Cthulhu thought that Hawkman was a fly and swatted him.
I'll say they got killed by that one sorcerer guy from ancient Egypt again, so they got to like regenerate and like grow old again, so they can become Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Right.
That ties in really good with Stargate, all that Egypt stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So they managed to somehow get Squirrel Girl. So now they're all fighting. Cthulhu's kicking everybody's ass, and they open up a gate to some other universe, the Lovecraftian universe, where everything is inside of Lovecraft's head. And so they're trying to knock Cthulhu in there.
Dude, so
it
all the
becomes,
stuff from beyond is now attacking?
Yep, all the
shit,
penis
man.
eels and shit like that, come out of
Penis eels. Guys, we gotta watch out for our pineal glands. They're gonna explode out of our heads.
Herbert West is just watching, when do I step in?
Like every time something dies, Herbert West like runs up and injects it
Yay,
with
my
reagent. Yay, my turn.
Ant-Man hears about it. I was going to say, Ant-Man hears about this, and he comes running from the Marvel Universe. Guys, in here to help. And he jumps, but he shrinks and he just drowns. Should have grew bigger, Ant-Man. You did the wrong thing.
So then, we've got all kinds of like comic and TV universes colliding, and fucking the Walking Dead universe appears, and fucking Cthulhu steps on Daryl.
Finally.
We're like,
Right
thank God.
Right when he starts crying, he steps on him.
And then in the very, very far distant background, you see Stanley walking by, and he looks at the camera. He's like, "This shit's whack."
I moved my champion.
Then like the fight like takes its place on like Mockingbird Lane, and there's like Herman Munster be like, "Ooh, look, something fun's happening. Oh, it's gonna be a new pet coming out, Eddie.
Uncle Cthulhu's out.
Grandpa, your brother's here.
We don't talk anymore. I owe him money.
He owes me money, that bastard."
What if we introduce Godzilla? Do you think Godzilla could take out Cthulhu?
Yeah, because Godzilla is in the water too, so he just rises up.
Rises up and starts blasting.
So we fought
He
all the
just
way
blasted
from North
the shit out of
America.
him.
Did we fight all the way from North America to fucking Japan? Is that where we're at now?
It's World War III.
It's World War III. Okay, so Cthulhu has fought his way through.
No, see, here's the deal. You got Hawkman and Hawkgirl fly over to Japan. They pick up Godzilla and they fly his ass back over where Cthulhu is, drop his ass in, and then, he was the air support,
And then, like, the whole time, Lex Luthor's just like, oh, this building's destroyed. I'm going to buy that property.
Well, if you bring in the Legion
This
of Doom,
property.
you're bringing the Legion of Doom now. That's a whole other thing.
They're not sure whether or not. Well, they're like teaming up with the Justice League because they're like, yeah, we've lost so many times to like Cthulhu in like 2 weeks, and he's killed most of us. So
They're
we
like
have to do something about this.
They're like, Flash, can you just run back in time and, like, fix all this?
They go back in time and then they kill Aquaman before he can swim down and awaken Cthulhu. Nothing was lost. Nothing was gained.
Well, the other thing, too, is you got Mr. Freeze. I mean, he can freeze Cthulhu.
Can he emit that kind of freeze technology? Well, I guess if you get Mr. Freeze and Captain Cold and Killer Frost all together, I mean, I guess they could possibly
start freezing
Cthulhu.
Right. So basically, we're talking about the both Marvel and DC universe
And
have
Disney.
to at least, and plus Little Mermaid, basically have to take out Cthulhu. They're like really the only people that can do it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then Walt Disney comes back to life and then licenses
And Godzilla.
Cthulhu and like
Herbert West reanimates Walt Disney.
All of a sudden, we're selling
Despite your
Cthulhu toys.
Then Captain Kirk like beams down from the Enterprise and tries to sleep with Cthulhu.
Hey, all right.
What?
Yeah. Now we're talking.
So we
Well,
got the Marvel and DC universes plus the Little Mermaid all fighting Cthulhu.
Which this is all possible because Star Trek did cross over with Green Lantern, which is DC. Walking Dead shows up, like you said, and they're talking to Stargate like, come on, you're a has-been show, we're a hit show, let's work together.
There's like zombies everywhere.
They're drowning too.
Wait, so
Fucking Jeff
so,
Bridges'
okay, so
Triton is killing, spearing zombies, and
it turns out that Rick calling Carl coral is actually because he's made out of coral, so he's able to like swim through the ocean and try to fuck.
wait, so which cast member of Star Trek actually found Green Lantern's ring at the pawn shop?
Ooh.
Scotty.
That sounds better.
The only
Scotty
red shirt
took
to
it. He's
live.
using it for like the hyperdrive and shit. He's plugging it in.
Geordie LaForge found it.
He's going to propose with it.
It's green.
It's neon glowing.
Herbert West found it and ground it up to use in his reagent.
That's it.
The secret
There
to
you
the
go.
reagent.
There you go. That's it. Good call.
So,
That would be
does
badass. You get Herbert West actually taking Green Arrow's ring. That would be a good movie.
so what happens to Godzilla?
Oh yeah, we forgot fucking Godzilla's in this, which Godzilla was a Marvel license at one point. So, whoever the fuck went and got Godzilla, it doesn't matter at this point.
Hawkman and Hawkgirl.
Godzilla just like shows up and goes, "Arrgh!" and Cthulhu's like, the fuck's that mean? And Godzilla like starts to glow and like spits out his fucking radioactive breath. And Cthulhu's just like, are you trying to give me a suntan? Like, like the fuck, man.
Suddenly Godzilla recognizes Cthulhu because they like met like a long time in high school under the ocean.
Under the sea.
Man, you got a lot bigger, man. Like, you working out? Yeah, I don't wear the glasses anymore. I didn't recognize you at first.
Been shaping up.
So Godzilla summons fucking Mothra to help him and King Ghidorah. So Mothra's like using sleep powder and King Ghidorah's using lightning breath, and they're all ganging up on him, and Superman's using his laser eyes and shit, and Cthulhu's just kind of like, come on guys, like are we done yet? Like I'm kind of getting tired here.
Now, do you think Aquaman can confuse Cthulhu by dressing like as his mother? A la Friday the 13th Part 2.
Or maybe they get Norman Bates.
There you go. Right. So it's like he tricks him and says, like, go back to the ocean, Cthulhu.
Well, I mean that would be. I mean, they are in league with the Legion of Doom, who have the Trickster, and the Trickster would think of a trick. I mean, it's
Right, there you
it's
go.
all coming together now. It's pretty perfect. He comes up with this trick. Someone fools Cthulhu into thinking that the fucking Wonder Twins, form of Cthulhu's mom.
My mom, yep. They're finally useful, for God's sake. They can actually maybe possibly save the world, except for that fucking monkey.
It's just Cthulhu with like a bonnet on her.
It's Cthulhu with a fucking bonnet. So, she's like scolding Cthulhu. You've been a bad boy. You've been saving the world and putting these good people out of a job.
You didn't clean your
And then we flash back over to South Park, Colorado, and they're like, they took our jobs. And then back to Cthulhu's mom. It's bedtime. It's way past your bedtime. You need to go back to sleep right now. And Cthulhu's like, I'm getting a little tired here,
Put all your deep ones away where they belong and come back and come to bed.
So Cthulhu's just like, I guess you're right. And he just kind of like wanders back to the ocean and like, finds his bed at Relay and just kind of like lies down, and everything starts sinking back into the ocean, and everyone's like that's it, like that. He just went back to sleep.
Right.
Then everyone's getting everything back together, and Aquaman's like, well, Glad we were able to solve that one, gang. It's great to be part of the Justice League again. And the last scene is you see him like scrubbing toilets in their base.
I was gonna say, you see the Titanic go by, and then Jaws chases it, and this is a prequel to our other podcast.
There,
Really, Herbert West.
so there you have it. Fucking Aquaman versus Cthulhu, where goddamn Godzilla and Triton and fucking Namor and whatever shit cock of a
Cthulhu versus
cunt storm you can
everything.
think of shows up to
This
fucking fight
would be,
Cthulhu.
it'd be the most expensive movie ever made in history of movies.
The best movie ever made.
But we can't forget the most important part. Daryl from The Walking Dead is now dead.
He's dead.
But he still has his moment that he has to cry.
Of course.
And you know and
Cthulhu starts crying.
Captain Kirk is sad because he did not have sex with an ancient one.
Next time.
He can't check that one off his bucket list.
No.
He'll go to Plenty of Fish and like try to find it.
Plenty of fish in the sea.
And then you know Jeff Bridges, King Triton, sees Captain Kirk is like, "Will you marry my daughter?"
Yeah, man.
And Captain Kirk is like, "I will bed your daughter," because that is what.
Okay, so the Legion of Doom also has Black Manta. What is he doing? Is he hanging out, or is he trying to take over for fucking Aquaman since he's been booted?
I'm sure he took over Atlantis because Aquaman just like is too busy scrubbing toilets. No, fucking Namor kicked Black Manta's ass because Namor is now stuck in the DC universe, and Namor is like, Atlantis is now mine again.
See him with Aquaman's wife and everything. The very end.
Oh.
Maybe it's not so bad being stuck in this universe.
So there you have it, folks. Aquaman versus Cthulhu. Where I don't think Aquaman ever actually fought Cthulhu. But hey, that's just like a lot of shit that we watch. But you know, it's all fun. It's all good.
So tune in next week to Hypothetical Movie, where we'll be discussing another scenario.
Who knows what the fuck that'll be. Dave, DW, thanks for joining us. It's been a blast.
Thank you guys, man. Appreciate it. It was awesome.
So until next time, be brave, be alive, and be back for more.